Hi everyone, Eileen here. Had some technical issues uploading this video yesterday, didn't work. So I'm doing another one this morning, and this is why I've got the two cards, because that's the one I made yesterday afternoon. So let's get going and I'll show you how I did it. Taking a piece of A4 multifarious cardstock from Lavinia stamps, I've folded it in half, creased it, and then cut it into a 14cm by 14cm square. For quickness sake, I've also masked up the edges using Sweet Poppy stencil tape. This is absolutely brilliant on this cardstock, and it won't tear it when you remove it, which is obviously a good idea. So I've done the edges to make a frame, and then just stick this last one down. So I'm pulling it taut so that it is straight along the top of the card or along the bottom of the card, and then I'm just going to pop that around there. Now you'll notice there's a crease here. That really doesn't matter. All you're looking for is a really firm edge here, that you press it down firmly so it won't allow the ink to leak underneath. So that is as firm as I can get it. So I've got a nice square there. Hopefully at the end, when I take the tape off, you'll see a lovely crisp image. Just going to pop a piece of copy paper inside to protect the inside of it, and turning it round on its side. Sweet Poppy stencil stainless steel spreader. Use this in conjunction with their pastes to do screen printing through their stencils. But this is brilliant. It gives me a lovely crisp edge when I apply inks with a brush, these brushes. Now you can use a credit card, or you could get a piece of cardstock that's quite firm, and all you need to do then is get the brush and the ink and come in off the edge. You'll see as I go. But a credit card would do it, but this is a piece of equipment that I use a lot of. Starting off with Distress Inks, Fire Brick, Mustard Seed, Faded Jeans, and then later on Seedless Preserves. But it will be these three first. Primary colours, so as you know, you will get other shades, greens, some purples hopefully, and a bit of orange now and again. So I'm starting off at an angle. I haven't got a plan. I'm just going to do angles all over the card randomly and use random colours. Making sure that I take some of the ink off onto copy paper first, because otherwise if you get splodges, they're very difficult to remove. You just need to keep on adding layers and layers of ink if you do get a splodge, and it eventually, the card will soak up the ink and it will smooth it out. Coming down quite a way with this one. You can make your angles or your patterns as small as you like, but I'm a bit pushed for time on this video, so I'm going to be quite quick, and so my angles are going to be quite large. Chunks of colour. Mustard seed. Hold the whatever implement you're using to make your lines with, make sure you hold it tight. Although saying that, if you do move it, you just shove another line in and no one's going to know to cover it. That's that. Now blue. The idea is to fill every space of white, every bit of white, all around the edges, everything. It's got to be coloured. No gaps along the edges of white. Make sure that you get all your colour up close to the tape, and then pray it doesn't leak underneath. This ink pad is not terribly wet, although it's a dark colour. So it's looking a bit not splodgy as such, but it isn't as smooth. But you'll find the cardstock, as it soaks in the colour, it will smooth out any blends. So I'm going to pop that angle there and some yellow, I think. Yeah. And then let's have a bit of red up here. A red brush. Down, I'm going to go here with a bit of blue. You can have different shadings of the colour. You know, you can have a paler blend, just don't put so much ink on, or if you want it really vivid, just keep adding more layers of ink until you're happy with the colour that you've got. You won't really see the beauty of what you're doing until you remove the tape. So it's, you know, on the big reveal, it takes a time for you to be able to see what it really looks like. So it's a nice surprise. Now that's a lot of red up there, so I'm going to plonk down some yellow now, and that will obviously give me some orange, which is always a good idea. I love orange, one of my favourite colours. More yellow here, I think, as well. Smooth that out. Okay, now down this end I want some yellow. And then I want some red to break up this corner. Now you see in your eye, you see, oh, there's a lot of red and yellow there, so add some blue. Or there's a lot of blue there, add some red. You know, it just sort of happens sometimes by itself, doesn't it? It guides you on what to put down next. I want to get rid of this little white piece here. So I'm going to use a bit of blue there. And then back over the top with the yellow again. And then coming back to the red, I think, for the last part, which has given me a big splodge, but that's no matter. Just keep adding ink until the splodge goes, and the cardstock will smooth out the rest of it as it soaks the ink in, so don't worry too much. Just have some yellow there. Now this is just your first layer. There's another layer going on. I just want to get rid of that. So all around the edges there are no white gaps anywhere on this square. None at all. Then moving these out of the way, taking Seedless Preserves Protractor. Yeah. I love this. I got this from Amazon. Now, if you haven't got a protractor, this is stainless steel, but you might have a plastic one, or you could cut out a circle shape and then just use the positive of the die cut, the sun moon bit, and just use that, because you're just using it like sun rays coming out. Cut it in card or vellum or a piece of plastic. But this is, I use this a lot. It's, I can't remember what I bought it for. I bought it for some technique and then promptly forgot what technique it was. But then I thought, oh, this will be good. I can use this, and it's easy to hold because of this handle bit. I don't know what the handle bit is called, but I call it useful. So, okay. So just a couple of areas with these seedless preserves. So those two, and then I think I'll put another one here, but smaller shape, not coming out so far. And it just adds another layer of interest to your card. Okay. Right, now the next thing that you need to be careful of is your hands and fingers are probably full of ink now. And I'm going to take the tape off, which will give me a good area of white space, and I don't want to wreck that. So just cleaning my hands and taking the tape off. And we get the reveal now. That's nice and crisp. Side 2, yeah, lovely and crisp. Side 3, yeah, good. Fingers crossed for the last one. Yes, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So I'm really happy with that. And now I'm going to go on to the stamping. So mind the fingers are clean. Put all these inks out of the way. I'm using VersaFine Clair Nocturne. Lovely fluid ink. And the first stamp that I'm using is this dragon. I think it's Ola from Lavinia Stamps. It's O-double-L-A. Ola. Just get the pack so I can see his name. Oh, can't find him now. Oh, there he is. Tipping everything everywhere. Yeah, Ola. O-double-L-A-R. And he's gorgeous. He's a single stamp. Make sure you ink him up really well. And then using some kitchen towel, I just want to remove some of the surplus ink that I've caught around the side. Because the last thing I want is a smudge. The last thing I want is a smudge around. Oh. There we go. He's such a lovely design. Now, obviously he's flying, so it doesn't matter if you have him at an angle or straight, because he's zooming around the sky, doing what dragons do. And I'm going to pop him there with the tail just coming out of the side of the coloured in area. So he's just soak it into the cardstock. Firm but gentle pressure as well, not too harsh, and then the final down and up. And he is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, stamp 1. Stamp 2 is the same stamp, but it's a lot smaller, and you get 2 in the pack. And this is called Dragon Set, and there's 2 smaller scale. So useful. Gentle tapping again. A bit of cloth, take off the surplus ink. If you want to use a stamp pad, I think that, you know, press, I think that would be a good idea. So I've got quite a bit of ink over him here. I want to make sure there's no spare bits around. I've got another bit there. Yeah, and then I've missed a bit on his nose, so very gently, very gently. Right, let's go for it. So he's coming in at an angle and he's sort of diving down. And then, so lay it down, gently, rest. Gentle pressure, just gentle. And then a firm down and up. And there he is, and he's not bad either. I've missed a little bit on his nose, but that isn't a problem because I have Polychromos pencil. I'm just going to fill that in. Like so. Yeah, that's good. Okay, last one now. And that is this one, the second one from the dragon set. Don't know if you've noticed, but the inks on this one are much deeper. As the cardstock is absorbing the ink, it's getting quite vivid now as the inks are drying. That happens a lot with distress inks, which is good. Okay, so this is the final one, and I'm going to pop him going up of the middle of these two, like so. I'm pressing him down. And then lift. And there he is. He's gorgeous too. Again, just a tiny amount that I've missed on his nose, or snout, or nose. Yep, that's good. The last bit of stamping is OMG, and this comes from a stamp set from Sweet Poppy Stencils. It's a stamp set called Cheers, and you get lots of fonts. Look, really huge words, but you also get a tiny a few words, very small, and this is one of them, OMG. I don't know why I thought it's appropriate, but I did. I think it's because I just love these dragons. So I'm going to pop that in there, like so. Now I've got a tiny bit of ink across the top, black ink from my fingers. So I'm just going to use this sand eraser. For those of you that don't know it, it is a Tombow Mono sand eraser number 512A, and I bought mine online from Jackson Art Supplies in London. But I've seen it in lots of places. I think Amazon have got it. So just to repeat that, it is a Tombow sand eraser. This is my brush from B&Q, and I use that when I'm using this eraser, and lots of people that follow my videos will know I use the sand eraser a lot because I'm always getting ink everywhere. It shouldn't be. But when you come to the end of the card, you really don't want to have to do it all again because of being careless with your fingers. Okay, so we're nearly there. I'm just going to blot that. So, and then the final thing that I'm going to do is add a little bit of interest with a white pen, a black pen, a normal pencil, and you can use a ruler, but I've got this T-square, which is handy. It grips the top of the card, and I want to put some lines down here, but I don't want to use black ink. I'm brave, but I'm not that brave. So I'm going to use a pencil, and if I go over or if they come out crooked, I can rub them off. I'm just going to put down at different heights, different widths, 5 lines. There's 5 lines there. I'm going to do 3 lines here. I think it's going to have to be 5. That doesn't look balanced. 4, 5, and then 3 up the side. So I've got 2 lots of 5 and 1 lot of 3. 1, 2, 3. It's cheap. It's cheap to add your own bits of interest, you know. I mean, all right, they're not perfect, but it's easy to do. Then I'm taking a black pen and I'm just going to put in some dots as well, not necessarily all at the top. And then some dots on these. They've all got them at the top, and then maybe another one right and left and coming down and wherever you want to put them. And then some on this side. Hope you can see this all right. Oh yeah, you are. That's good. Oh, do you know, sometimes with this, keeping an eye on what you're doing, I'm up and down here like a bride's nightie, just making sure that you are seeing what you should be seeing. Okay. And then finally, on the contour of the protractor, I'm just going to put some white dots again. It's amazing what you could do with dots. Who can't do dots? You know? So don't overdo it though. That's it. Now, all I need now is fingers crossed that this video uploads. But I've been given some really good technical advice, so I think that I may be okay. It's been lovely sharing with you again today. And I've got 3 cards to show you. That's my fave, the one in the middle, I think. I've got some more ink on that one. Oh dear, Eileen. Let's take that off. See, you can't be without that eraser, I'll tell you. Can't be without it. So, let's go for it. That's the one I did today, that I keep getting ink all over. This is the one that I did at the very beginning, which was the first sample, and I love that. But this one I did yesterday, and the video didn't come out, and I absolutely adore that. So I don't know about you, but I've got 3 male birthday cards now. Thanks ever so much for looking today. Thank you for the lovely comments. And I might see you later on if I can fit another video for Lavinia in today. If not, it's going to be Wednesday, and I'm hoping to do something a little bit different there. Have a nice weekend, what's left of it. Bye for now.